In the world of high fashion, the name Christian Dior is a synonym for grace, new ideas, and beauty that will never go out of style. But what if we told you that behind the scenes of this famous fashion house is an interesting story about the son of a maker who played a key role in creating the Dior legacy? This interesting story takes us on a trip through the inner workings of the fashion industry and shows us the unsung stars and what they have done. Who was this mysterious person, and how did their relationship with Christian Dior affect the history of fashion? In this video, we will tell the story of how Christian Dior was made by the son of a maker. Christian Dior, born in Granville, France, was the second of 5 children to Madeleine and Alexander Radier. His father, Alexander, owned a successful fertilizer factory, and his mother was passionate about the arts. Christian's father encouraged him to pursue a career in diplomacy, which Christian eventually accepted and enrolled in at the École des Sciences Politiques in 1925. In 1928, Christian Dior returned to the creative world by opening a small art gallery with his father's money. He sold artwork by notable artists such as Pablo Picasso, Georges Braque, and John Cocteau. However, the Great Depression forced his father to relinquish management of the family business, and Christian was only able to run it for 3 years before shutting it down again. Christian's mother and brother passed away, and his father was forced to relinquish management of the family business due to the Great Depression. Christian had to come up with novel ways to make ends meet, but his poor nutrition and living conditions made it difficult for him to make ends meet. He contracted tuberculosis and had to recuperate for a year. Despite these challenges, Christian continued to find new ways to earn money. He began selling fashion sketches to newspapers for approximately 10 cents each and later expanded his business to include hat design sketches. A Swiss-born courtier from another dimension, Robert Porret, invited him to work as a design assistant. After some time, Dior remarked that Porret had instilled in him the values of simplicity, which are the foundation of genuine elegance. Working with Porret was Dior's first step towards his serious involvement in fashion, and it opened many doors for him. However, he wouldn't get to explore those doors for a few more years because the Second World War began, and he was called up for military service by the French army. Some sources say he served as an officer, while others say he did compulsory farm work. After the war, wealthy businessman Marcel Boussac acquired several factories and offered Christian Dior the opportunity to acquire a defunct fashion house called Philippe Egiston. However, Dior declined the offer, and he decided to build his own brand under his own name. Boussac approved the decision, and Dior, then 41 years old, opened his own store at 30 Avenue Montaigne. During his early years, Christian worked hard and was instilled with a unique eye for fashion by working with many of the world's greatest artists. The pragmatic trend had taken over the entire fashion industry, and Christian was able to create the first couture collection, Corolla, in less than 3 months. The collection was innovative for its time, featuring an older bell-shaped silhouette that was romantic and sumptuous while maintaining its traditionally feminine air. Coco Chanel, known as the patron saint of pants, believed that Dior's pieces were excessively stiff, overly fussy, and difficult to breathe in. She argued that Dior was forcing women to conform to outdated notions of femininity from the 19th century, and that he did not dress women but upholster them. Christian Dior disagreed, stating that his work was ephemeral architecture dedicated to the beauty of the female body in the United States. However, many women did not agree with Coco, and when Dior traveled to Paris in 1947, demonstrators greeted him with posters imploring him to return to his own France. Dior persisted in business even after facing opposition in the United States. He was already a prominent actor in the resurgence of couture in France, but he wanted to grow even more. The following year, exactly 1 year after the introduction of his collection, he launched a store in New York City. The Dior brand, founded by Christian Dior in the 1950s, has since become a global fashion empire, with the company dressing some of the most famous celebrities of the era. Yves Saint Laurent, a 19-year-old assistant, was appointed as artistic director to prevent the company from drifting off course. After Christian's death at the age of 52, Yves was appointed as artistic director, introducing a more feminine profile and lighter, simpler items to wear. Yves' departure was met with mixed reactions from Dior's management, which did not object to his departure. In the late 1960s, Bohan was promoted to the position of creative head, bringing about a shift toward a more traditional aesthetic while maintaining the Christian Dior aesthetic. Marc, who took over as CEO, worked tirelessly over the course of more than a decade to expand the brand, ultimately leading to its greatest level of success on a global scale. The Dior Fashion Company began opening boutiques in various locations worldwide, including London and Hong Kong. By the late 1970s, the Dior brand had achieved global notoriety, but had also become a hidden asset within the bustling conglomerate Boussac Samfrère. In 1978, the Boussac Group submitted a petition to discharge its debts, which included the sale of its assets. Bernard Arnault, the millionaire controlling the LVMH empire, had been enamored with Dior since he was a small boy and was excited about taking up its parent business. When Arnault took over as CEO of Dior, he also became chairman of the board and managing director of the company. Over the years, a variety of great creative directors have contributed their own tweaks to the brand's aesthetics, and despite being absorbed into LVMH, the brand has continued to be its own impressive standalone brand, even after being acquired by the company. Today, Dior is flourishing, with revenues of 28.7 billion euros in the first half of 2021, making it the pinnacle of the fashion industry. Christian Dior's legacy has continued to dominate the fashion industry, with the brand paying attention to the smallest details and exuding an undeniable air of sophistication. Despite his passing over half a century ago, the Dior legacy continues to dominate the fashion industry. We hope you guys enjoyed the video. Did this story inspire you? Let us know in the comments section. Hit the like button and share with your friends as well. See you guys in the next video.